In this Map Suite MVC Edition sample application walkthrough, we're going to show you how to reproject a shapefile feature layer on the fly from one projection to another. In this sample here, we are using the Country02 shapefile, which contains all the countries in the world, and we're reprojecting it from geodetic or longitude and latitude to a different projection of U.S. National Atlas Equal Area. So you can see if I zoom out here, the map looks much differently than it would with a normal map, as it's this projection centered on the United States to make the United States look very equal in its area as far as Alaska compared to the rest of the United States. If you're not familiar with the projection, it's kind of a whole topic in and of itself, and it's think of it as a way of just projecting the map to look best for the type of area you're looking at. Another good reference when dealing projection is spatialreference.org. If you ever need to look up specific EPSG numbers or information about different projections, you can just go to spatialreference.org and type in either the projection name or the EPSG number and get some more information. So in this case, you can see here we're dealing with the U.S. National Atlas Equal Area, and that projection has those types of bounds and is for an area of like the United States. So let's go ahead and dig into the code so you can see how to reproject a shapefile feature layer on the fly. To do that, we're going to dig into the view source code here, and we're going to look at how the map is loaded. So that'll be in this section right here, and this part right here is just adding the map to the page, setting the background color, setting the current extent to zoom in, and then setting our map unit. Since we're dealing with this other projection, the map unit is actually meters instead of decimal degrees. Even though the source data of the Country02 is in decimal degrees, you always want to put your map unit to the projection you're projecting to. So in this case, our projection that we're going to, this EPSG number of 2163, is based on meters, so we want to set our map unit accordingly. So here's where we're setting up our static overlay that contains our shapefile feature layer. And then here we're using the Proj4 projection class, and actually now with Map Suite I'd use the managed Proj4 projection class because it's a little more stable than the non-managed one. But pretty much they're exactly the same as far as the same parameter strings that you call and things of that nature. To set up your projection class, all you need to tell it is what the internal projection is and what the external projection is. And here we're doing this by EPSG parameter string and passing in the ESPG number. So this relates to the WGS84 geodetic projection, and this relates to the new projection that we're going to that you saw on the map a little bit earlier. Once we have this projection class created and set up the way we want it, next thing we do is just go ahead and load our shapefile feature layer like we normally would, referencing the Country02 shapes. Go ahead and set the styles like we normally would, and what zoom levels we want it to apply to. Then to apply the projection, so it'll reproject on the fly, we just set the feature source projection property equal to the Proj4 projection class that we created up here before, and that's it. The map control handles everything else from that point on and reprojects it accordingly as you zoom in and zoom out and do other operations on the map. The last line of code here is just adding that layer to the static overlay and rendering the map out to the page. So as you can see here, we've taken the standard Country02 file in WGS84, and it's been reprojected to our new projection with EPSG number 2163. So I hope this sample app has been helpful for you. If you have any questions about projection or anything else dealing with Map Suite, please feel free to contact us, or you can post your questions directly on our discussion forums at thinkgeo.com/forums. Thank you for watching.